All right, guys, so on this one, what we want to do is we want to solve this system of equations. How? We want to graph it. Yeah, our instructions are to solve this system of equations by graphing. So we want to graph both of these. So what I've taught you is, I've taught you to write each of them. X minus 4y equals 4. And the other one is 3x plus y equals negative 1. And I've taught you to get y by itself in both and then graph them. Right, Emily? And so what I'm going to do on this first one to get y by itself is I'm going to subtract x on both sides. And that gives me negative 4y equals negative x plus 4. And then I'm going to divide by negative 4 on both sides. And I'm trying to get this in slope-intercept form. So I have y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive x over 4. And then 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. So that's one equation in slope-intercept form. On the other equation, I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. And so I have y equals negative 3x minus 1. And that's that equation. So I'm going to write it right here next to it. Y equals negative 3x minus 1. And remember, since we're doing system of equations, we're trying to find an x and a y, an x and a y, so that it makes both equations true. Okay, so I've got my two equations. I've got the blue equation and the red equation, and I'm going to graph them both. Let's graph the blue one first. To graph it, I go down 1 and put a point. And then my slope is negative 3, so I'll go down 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. There's my 2 points. So now what I want to do is take a straight line and connect them. I don't want an arrow. I want to take a straight line and I want to connect them. Okay, so my line needs to go through both points, right? Like that. So that's the graph of the blue equation. Okay, and now to graph the red one, my y-intercept's negative 1, so I go down 1. And then my slope, what's understood to be in front of x? 1. So my slope is up 1 and to the right 4. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 4 right there. And I'm going to draw a red line connecting them both like this. And you can clearly see where the two equations meet. Okay, so the solution to a system of equations is where the two equations meet. Well, they clearly meet right there, don't they? Okay, and that is the point, okay, that is the point 0 left and right and down 1. Now, when you have an ordered pair, the first value is your x and the second value is your y. So when we talk about the solution, we're saying that x equals 0 and y equals negative 1, right? Okay, so we said the answer was x equals what? 0 and y equals what? So now what we want to do is we want to plug 0 and negative 1 into both equations and make sure we're right. So we're going to use this top equation as a red equation, and we're going to say x, so that's 0, minus 4 times whatever we thought y was, which is negative 1, must equal 4. Well, so I've got 0. Now negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4 equals 4. And so does 4 equal 4? Perfect. So it worked on the top equation, but it also has to work on the what? Bottom. So I'm going to say 3 times 0 plus whatever y is, which is negative 1, must equal negative 1. Now 3 times 0 is 0, so I have 0 plus negative 1 must equal negative 1. Well, if you have nothing and you add negative 1 to it, you still have negative 1. Does negative 1 equal negative 1? So my solution, 0, negative 1, worked on both equations, so you solved that system of equations.